Like that, and just move over some.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, right there.
I move over just a little bit more.
What, this way?
That way. A little bit more. Nah, right there. That's it.
You funny.
I think, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I told you on my last video that I wasn't going to be doing the daily or bi-daily updates on ovulation, because that was the time that I was going to do it to see if anything had changed as far as period, or to actually see when my ovulation was. So come to find out, my ovulation is 4 to 5 days after I actually have a period. So it's within the first week of me coming off my period. So when I pretty much figured out that was what it was, I was like, you know, it's kind of weird that I come on my period at the same time. So what I think happened was my ovulation is actually changing, because before, well, no, I'm not even gonna say that, because I either ovulate 2 days after that in order to come on my period at the time that I was, or I still might ovulate at the same time, just come on my period 2 days later. So this time, like I said, I ovulated 5 days after my period, and then I came on my period this time 2 days earlier. Usually I come on my period Sunday, and I came on Friday, well, Thursday night, Friday. So it's, I would say about a day earlier. So it's not that much of a difference. It might make it like a day difference as far as it me actually ovulating and things like that, but it's still the same time. Sperm lasts about, what, a week in you. So you could literally do it a week ahead of time, and you still might get pregnant. So nothing's really changed other than that. The videos were to pinpoint my ovulation, and it really showed me that I might have been doing it at the wrong time, because the phone is not always right. Most people do have a 28-day cycle, but some people might have a 30 or however much day cycle. I remember when I was on the depo, I actually had a cycle at one point that lasted 40 days. And I think that was before my regular cycle had started. So it was literally the period before my regular cycle had started. I had a 40-day gap in between me bleeding the time before. So it's kind of like, you can't necessarily trust your app. You have to figure it out yourself, but don't go crazy over constantly doing the test and things like that, because you don't want to stress your body out. You are trying to get pregnant, so you don't want to put more stress on yourself. So it's kind of like you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons, because now that I know that I ovulate beforehand, before, I would say maybe a week before it actually said that I was ovulating on the phone, it makes me want to test again, but at the same time I'm not going to do it, because I've actually after that have sworn off taking tests, because it does drive you crazy. It makes you constantly check, and even if you are checking, it doesn't mean that you're going to get pregnant at that time or things like that. Like because I didn't really have a period before, I was taking pregnancy tests every month just to see if I was pregnant. So now that I actually have a normal period, and this is around, I would say around about 5 months off the depo, is when I started getting a regular period, 5 or 4 months, and I only had one shot. And so now that it's around maybe 7 months after the depo, and next month on the 27th, after my daughter's birthday, is going to be a year of me actually having the depo shot. It's kind of like, now I don't have to take the test. I could just wait and see if I miss a period, because this time I took a test 4 days before it supposedly said that I was going to have a period, and of course it came up negative. It was a clear blue test. That thing was huge. It was like this thick, but it immediately said, you know, you're not pregnant and stuff like that. And instead of going through the disappointment over and over again, it's better that you just kind of live your life. And I'm not saying everyone should have to do this, but it's better that you kind of like live your life and then just kind of let it happen, because if you stress over it, it's not going to happen. I told my fiance that most likely we might as well say my husband, that we'll most likely end up getting pregnant around my daughter's birthday, because when I hear a lot of people depo stories, that's usually how it is, or child loss stories. They usually say that they get pregnant around the same time when they actually have their other child. And so it was like I said, it'll be next month is when it'll be her 1 year birthday. So it's kind of like that's the time I think that we'll get pregnant, or maybe not, however it works out that way. I just want it to happen. Like I said, I'm You be nervous when you take the test, but in your heart, you know you're not. You, it's like, it's kind of like you probably will have a feeling when you know you are. But I did want to share with y'all these pads that I get. That's actually for your period and stuff, and it's supposed to help as far as cramps and stuff, because there's a lot of chlorine and other stuff in regular pads, and it really makes you cramp. Like, I drink a lot of water ahead of time, and then I also wear these pads. I sometimes wear regular pads when I don't feel like I have the money or the means in order to go buy these pads, because they like $8, but there's 20 of them, and you know you only supposed to bleed for about 7 days, so you can use them twice, so they actually pay for themselves technically. But they're like odorless. They're odorless. No, they eliminate odor, high absorption, prevent itching, and all natural essences and stuff. And so what it does is, because it's not, since it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it, it actually helps with the cramping and things. And this one has mint in it, so when you put it on, you start tingling and stuff. But it has rose in it for pain relief. I don't know what this says. For antiviral, mint for refreshing, lavender for anti-inflammatory, and aloe for moisturizing. But I did want to show y'all these. I got this from, you can go to any of your natural stores. Like, I think Whole Foods probably have it, and it might actually be cheaper than the other store that I'm getting mine from. But I did just want to give y'all an update and tell y'all what's going on. Of course, keep updating me in the comments below. You know, let me know if you're already pregnant, or when you got your depo and it hasn't ran out yet. And, you know, just the things, normal things that you look up online, and the Facebook groups that you be in that gives you answers and stuff. It's just another way for you to connect with other people that's dealing with the same thing. But I do thank y'all for watching, and I'll keep y'all updated. Peace and baby dust.